This is Mostar, the fifth largest city in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's one of the country's main tourist destinations thanks to its stunning historical center. It is, however, also a place of contrasts. Today I'll take you on a tour of this fascinating city and showcase its diverse neighborhoods. The journey begins at Sarajevo train station. It even says railway station in English, not bad. So let's see what the train station is like. We got automatic doors, good start. Let's go inside. This train station was built in 1949, so let's go have a look. Wow, this is a Yugoslav beauty. Just have a look at this. Now we don't have a mosaic here, but we have a huge Coca-Cola advertisement. And I'm pretty sure that this Coca-Cola advertisement doesn't come from Yugoslav times. But yeah, this is a socialist beauty. I mean, it doesn't get much more retro than this, does it? And here's the ticket office. I actually bought my ticket yesterday because you have to come here and you can't buy it online. So I came yesterday evening because I wasn't sure. But yeah, now it's around 7 a.m. and our train leaves at 7:15. So let's head to the platform. The seats here are actually super comfortable. Have a look. You can recline them like this. And then it's almost like first class on a plane. And to be honest, I expected this Bosnian train to be another retro train, but it's actually fairly new. It was built in 2017 and it's a Spanish Talgo train. So it's way more modern than some other trains in the Balkans. Right, we've been on the road for about 1 hour now and we are inside a tunnel. There are a lot of tunnels on this journey. It takes about 2.5 hours to go from Sarajevo to Mostar, which is only 85 kilometers. So yeah, the train is quite slow, but the landscapes are worth it. You know, Bosnia is a very mountainous country, so we have all the snow-capped peaks and then the little rivers. But yeah, this journey has so many tunnels. I actually started counting them. We are in one again and I counted 30 and then I stopped. So there's at least 40-50 tunnels on this journey. This is pretty crazy. Welcome to Mostar. Now let's see what this city has got to offer. Walking the streets of Mostar now, I booked myself a night in a hotel here and I'm looking for that hotel now. But here you can see some buildings with bullet holes. I'm not sure how visible that is on camera. So the Bosnian War was raging here around 30 years ago and some of the scars are still visible. And this should be my hotel. Let's go check in. Alright guys, quick room tour here in Mostar, Bosnia-Herzegovina. This is the room here. This hotel is called Hotel Mostar, fittingly. And yeah, we have 2 twin beds and then a nice TV. And I really like this desk space right here, so you can do some work. Let's see, what is the view like? We got a view onto some communist apartment buildings. And then some more buildings in the background. Let's go check out the bathroom as well. Here we have the bathroom. Not too bad. Pretty standard, I would say. But yeah, nice bathroom. And this hotel cost me 85 euros per night, which is not cheap, but it's for 2 people. So it would be 42, which isn't too bad. but quite expensive, to be honest. For Bosnia, you can find much cheaper here. We are now in the modern center of Mostar, but the city of Mostar isn't famous for its modern architecture. It's famous for its historic core, especially the Ottoman structures, and that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna go explore Mostar's historic old town. Now we seem to be walking into some kind of apartment complex, and look at this car. This is a Mercedes from the 70s or 80s. What a beauty. I mean, in Europe you could sell this as an old-timer for 50, 60k probably. And then here, look at these apartment blocks. These are the typical socialist apartment blocks. And over there we have the bullet holes. I mean, yeah, this is Bosnia. History is omnipresent. So we gotta walk through this apartment complex here, and then we're gonna get to the old town. Wow, just look at these bullet holes. I mean, the entire building is full of them. Wow. You know, I knew that the Bosnian War was quite violent and vicious here in Mostar, but I didn't know that there were still that many traces left. Even there, on the balcony, where the people are hanging their laundry, you have the bullet holes everywhere. So these are the streets of Mostar, and over there we have a beautiful mural. I'm not sure if this is from the Yugoslav times or more modern, but anyways, this is Mostar right here. Not much going on, but yeah, we're gonna head to the old town, which is way more touristy than this part. Here we have another mural, and this is very interesting. This looks like a tablecloth, and then they kind of integrated the bullet holes into the artwork. So I'm not exactly sure what it represents, but I suppose that it must represent peace, because over there, as you can see, they painted over the bullet holes. We are now walking over a bridge, and here we have the river, and the old town starts somewhere around there. And here you can see some historic buildings that are being renovated. And yeah, Mostar is actually a weird mix of architecture, and I will explain a bit more about that later. All right, we are now walking into the pedestrian zone here. And the interesting thing about Mostar is that, historically speaking, and also today, Mostar is basically a mix between Bosniak Muslims and Croat Catholics. So you have those two communities here, and right now it is pretty much 50-50. This right here is Karađorđe's Beg Mosque, an Ottoman mosque built in the 16th century. And this brings us to the history of this town, Mostar. Mostar actually means bridge keepers or guardians of the bridge. And in the Middle Ages, this was a very small town, but then in 1468 it was conquered by the Ottomans. So yeah, 15 years after the conquest of Constantinople, the Ottomans also conquered Mostar here. And the interesting thing is that this city already had a Christian and Muslim population when the Ottomans came, and that diversity just stayed the same way throughout the centuries. So yeah, now obviously it is a major tourist destination. I would say that it is way more crowded than Sarajevo, because now even here in the morning you have so many people coming, because it's not far away from Split and Dubrovnik, so a lot of people come on day trips here. So yeah, most of what you see here in the old town was built by the Ottomans, but then in the 19th century the Ottomans lost this city and area to Austria-Hungary, and that is when different areas of the city were developed. So the old town is basically Ottoman, and then the newer parts are from Austrian times. And of course after that it became Yugoslavia, and then in the 1990s the terrible wars happened here. I also talked more about those wars in my Sarajevo video, so you can go check that out. But yeah, we are now in the ultra touristy old town of Mostar here, and I gotta weave my way through the crowds, and then we're gonna go see the world famous Stari Most. We are now walking over the famous bridge here in Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and you can see these guys over there. They are waiting for people to give them money, and then they're gonna jump. That's what they're gonna do. Stari Most has a very eventful history. It was built in the 16th century by the Ottomans. Upon its completion, it was the widest man-made arch in the world at 29 meters. Unfortunately, the original structure was blown up in 1993 during the Bosnian War. It was rebuilt in 2004 and is today a UNESCO World Heritage Site. After the old bridge, I went to check out the city's most famous Christian monastery. Alright, now this impressive structure here is the Church of Peter and Paul, which is part of the Franciscan monastery. And the first building that stood here was a Roman Catholic church that was built in the mid-19th century during Ottoman times. And as I was saying before, the religious diversity here has been a constant throughout the centuries. And this church was actually blown up during the Bosnian War in 1992, and then it was rebuilt in the year 2000. And today its tower stands at 107 meters, making it the tallest bell tower in southeastern Europe. Alright guys, back in the old town of Mostar now and looking for some dinner. And yeah, this place is so crowded, even in late April. So I was here 8 years ago in August and it was crazy crowded. And I thought that coming in April would be a good idea because it would be less crowded. But yeah, Mostar at any time of the year, super popular. Definitely the most popular place in Bosnia. That doesn't mean it's not worth coming here, it's just that you gotta be ready for the crowds. Also, it is twice as expensive as Sarajevo, and that is kind of weird because Sarajevo is the capital. But yeah, look at Mostar, it is absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, even though it is super crowded, this is definitely one of the most beautiful places in the Balkans. So it is still worth coming here. And that is it from Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now this is a fascinating place to visit. It has these weird contrasts when you compare the old town to the Yugoslav socialist structures, but that makes it really interesting. And yeah, that's it for today. The next time you'll see me in a different country because I am moving on very soon. Bosnia is an amazing place. It is one of those countries in Europe that still has this mystery about it, even though it is way more popular now than it used to be. But it is kind of a bit like a museum because a lot of stuff here is very retro, and then of course we have the scars of the 90s. So yeah, thanks very much for watching and see you next time. Goodbye.